guys, I just wanted to do a quick video to show you some of the meals I'm cooking on the program that I'm following. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Billy Howe. I've been on a program to help me lose weight and to learn to eat healthier and make healthier choices since March the 22nd of 2021 this year. And in 6 months, I'm happy to say I'm down 118 pounds. So if you want to know what I eat, come on into my kitchen and let me show you. Here's a copy of the recipe in case you want to jot it down for yourself. And I'm also going to go over the ingredients. Okay, to start with, we're going to use the recipe calls for a 90% lean ground beef. I'm using 96 because that's a little bit leaner. 1 pound. We're also going to use 1/4 cup of chopped onion, 3/4 cup of diced celery. I'm only using a 1/2 cup of the diced celery so that I can add an additional 1/4 of half a serving of green pepper. It calls for 1 14.5 ounce can of diced tomatoes, 3 cups of a low sodium chicken broth, 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce, 1 teaspoon of dried parsley, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of ground pepper, 7 cups of baby spinach, and then we're going to top it off with some reduced fat cheese when I'm done. Let me add right here that I don't have 7 cups of baby spinach, so on my plan this would be equivalent to almost 7 full servings of vegetables. So since I'm not quite using 7 full servings of vegetables, I'm adding in 1 full serving of diced mushrooms. Alright, I'm going to start by grabbing this knife. Alright, we're going to start by browning our ground beef. And to my ground beef, I always like to, when I'm browning my ground beef, I always like to add my diced vegetables that take a little bit longer to cook so that they're soft when my meat is ready. So to my ground beef, I'm going to go ahead and add my onions, my celery, and my bell pepper. We're going to go ahead and brown this now. I also did leave just a little tip in case some of you guys don't realize it, but I always like to put, when I'm doing celery, I always like to put a piece of the leaf in there because it has so much flavor. So I've got that in there because it's going to wilt down to next to nothing, but add a great flavor boost. Okay, now while I'm browning this, I'm going to go ahead and add my seasonings so it can be flavoring it. Another reason I like to start with a 96% lean ground beef is because there's really nothing to drain after I've browned it. So since I've added my vegetables in, all that flavor is going to be able to stay in there without me having to drain it back out. A question I get asked a lot on the program that I'm on is, do I have to cook 2 separate meals, one for me and one for my family? The answer to that is no. My family loves the meals that I prepare on my program, and actually my husband's going to try it when we're done and tell us what he thinks. My goal in cooking and having you guys look at the videos is to help you realize that cooking your meal is very easy. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. It can be all normal foods you buy in the grocery store, but have a lot of flavor and be really good while being good for you. Okay, now I've got my ground beef is browned, and the vegetables are to the point where they're not completely done, but my onions are getting transparent, my vegetables are getting soft. So now to this, there we go. That's good. So now to this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my mushrooms. I'm going to add my can of diced tomatoes, juice and all. Let's get all that out of there. I'm going to go ahead and add two teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. There's 1, 2. Get the dishes. Now I'm going to add 3 cups of the low sodium chicken broth. There we go. Okay, we're going to add that to our base. It's just that easy. We're going to let this cook down for a little bit, and we'll come back and show you the finished product. Okay, our soup's coming to a boil, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add in my spinach. Now, I like my spinach done a little more done than some people, so the recipe says to add it in the last 3 minutes. But I'm going to go ahead and add mine now because I like it really done, and I'm also going to chop it up. Doesn't have to be really fine. I just like to kind of cut mine to where I'm not eating a whole leaf of spinach in my soup. Okay, now we're going to add that to our soup, and we're going to cut our soup down. Doesn't that look pretty? Okay, now that I've got my spinach added in, I'm going to stir it, give it a good stir, and then I'm going to cover it, and we're going to let that simmer for about 20 minutes. We'll come back when it's ready. All right, our soup's looking done. Go ahead and, doesn't that look delicious and healthy? But it's so good. All right, honey, you want to taste it? Now, for the people on the program with me, you're going to divide this, measure this out, and divide it into 4 servings. So maybe use like a big measuring cup, pour it in there, see how many cups you got, and then divide it by 4. Then we're going to top it with 1 ounce cheese. Okay, honey, you ready to try it?
Looks good. Very good.
Thank you so much for watching, and just remember, eating good doesn't have to be hard. If you like the video, hit that like button, and if you want to see more of this, then hit the subscribe button and also the notification button so that the next time I post a video, you can get notified. Y'all be kind to one another and spread the love of Jesus.